My in-laws, 55 and 53, insist on supervising every family vacation we take with their adult son. My wife's brother was married to his high school sweetheart for over 20 years until they split up last year after he cheated on her. She has a new partner now, but it's been tough for my wife. She's never been much of an outdoorsy person, but she grew up in a big family where vacations were always about hiking or camping. Her parents would just go out to the woods and live there for weeks at a time, bringing all of the kids along. They'd have no cell service, no showers, no beds, nothing like that. Just the 3 days of the week without water, cooking food, etc. We've tried to do this with our 2 kids before. We'd pack them up and head into the woods. We'd set up the tent, start a fire, and try to make meals from scratch. I'd take them fishing and teach them how to catch fish by hand. My wife would take them on nature walks and show them what plants are edible. This kind of thing. But after my wife started dating again, things changed. My in-laws insisted on coming along on these trips because they said my wife needed some me time. They'd bring their own car, their own tents, their own food, everything. My wife thought it was great at first. She said it made her feel better to know that her mom was there, taking care of her and the kids. But it quickly became clear that my in-laws didn't actually want to leave us alone. They'd constantly check in on me, making sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. They'd get upset if I wouldn't let my wife stay in her room for hours. They'd ask me to cook dinner while they watched the kids. They'd make snide comments about my driving, saying that I was going too fast and putting everyone's lives in danger. I told them that they weren't welcome anymore, but they kept showing up. They even went so far as to call the cops on me one time when they thought I was drunk. I had a few beers, but I wasn't drunk. It got to the point where we couldn't even go on vacation without my in-laws. If I tried to drive away without them, they'd get in front of us and block us from leaving. They'd tell my wife that she could stay behind, but I had to go. And then they'd proceed to tell me how selfish it was for me not to include them on the trip. The final straw was when we were trying to hike through the mountains. My wife's mom was wearing high heels and complaining about the dirt on the trail. She'd keep stepping in mud puddles and ruining her shoes, and I'd have to help her clean them off. Finally, she slipped and fell down a hill. I was trying to pick her up, and my father-in-law came over and yelled at me for not being careful enough. He said I should have been paying attention instead of letting her slip. That night, we sat around the campfire and decided that we just couldn't do this anymore. My wife told her parents that they were no longer invited on any future vacations with us. They cried for hours. They begged my wife to change her mind. They even offered to pay for the whole trip themselves if she would only allow them to come. But she stood firm. When we finally left the next day, my mother-in-law stayed behind and gave us a piece of advice. "You're making a huge mistake here," she said. "Your daughter needs you. She can't handle this alone. Let her away in." Well, I think that's bullshit. My wife doesn't need her parents. She doesn't need anyone else either. She's a grown woman. But I guess that's just my opinion. So, Ida? Update. Yeah, I get it. You guys don't like my in-laws? That's fine. But they're still my wife's parents and they deserve respect. I'm glad that I got such a strong response from this thread, but I don't want to see people commenting negatively about her.